Hi there, January 18th here. I have a reading today from Rachel Carson. It's a book called The Sense of Wonder. Has some beautiful photographs in it by Nick Kelsch. If you're not familiar with Rachel Carson, I would recommend you look her up, read a little bit about her. She was a marine biologist. She was a conservationist and a writer whose book Silent Spring in the 1950s was integral in banning the use of the chemical DDT in the United States. So anyway, a little food for thought there, some interesting things you can read up on. This comes from page 67 of the book. For most of us, knowledge of the world comes largely through sight, yet we look about with such unseeing eyes that we're partially blind. One way to open your eyes to unnoticed beauty is to ask yourself, what if I had never seen this before? What if I could never see it again? I remember a summer night when such a thought came to me strongly. It was a clear night without a moon. I was with a friend. I went out on the flat headland that is almost a tiny island, being all but surrounded by waters of the bay. And there, the horizons are remote and distant rims on the edge of space. We lay and we looked up at the sky and the millions of stars that blazed in the darkness. The night was so still that we could hear the buoy on the ledges out beyond the mouth of the bay. Once or twice, a word spoken by someone on the far shore was carried across on the clear air. A few lights burned in cottages, otherwise there was no reminder of other human life. My companion and I were alone with the stars. I've never seen them more beautiful. The misty river of the Milky Way flowing across the sky, the patterns of the constellations standing out bright and clear, a blazing planet low on the horizon. And once or twice a meteor burned its way into Earth's atmosphere. It occurred to me that if this were a sight that could have been seen only once in the century or even once in a human generation, this little headland would have been thronged with spectators. But it can be seen many scores of nights in any year, so the lights burned in the cottages, and the inhabitants probably gave not a thought to the beauty overhead. And because they could see it almost any night, perhaps they will never see it. And that ends my reading for the day. Just a little note about how we miss so much around us because it's there all the time. Pay attention. Beauty is everywhere. Have a great week.